Hey guys, what's up? Close up. It's your boy DJ. What's happening? But anyway, I'm about to take a little quick cruise on my Ezip 500. There it is, guys. Ezip 500 in all its glory. I got a really good deal on this thing a few months back off of Facebook Marketplace. Now, what's the cool thing is that I modified it quite a bit. Well, not really that much. Oh, yes, I did. This is an Ezip 500, right? Well, what I did was I found out that the Ezip 900, the suspension forks would work on this, and somebody had some on eBay for sale, those suspension forks. So I got them for like $35. And I also got the mag wheel in the front with the disc on the. Bought the whole setup over a period of like 3 weeks. But anyway, yeah. So now this is an Ezip 500 with front disc brakes, rear drum brake, and I've got a modular battery in it. Some people call it a swappable battery, but I have a 14 amp hour battery, 14 point something amp hour battery under the deck, and then I also have a 10 amp hour battery there, a total of 20. I just call it 25 amp hours. Okay. And is operating a 1,000 watt controller off of a 500 watt motor. All right, so top speeds on this thing is like 25 miles an hour, something like that. We clocked it at using the GPS, whatever else. But I use this scooter as a mobility scooter. I don't ride it fast like 25 miles an hour. I just use that speed as reserve getaway speed if I have to outrun a dog or somebody's harassing me and I just need to get away. So that's what I do. It's like reserve power. I use that as a reserve. So therefore, yeah. I use that as a reserve power, whatever, to get out of the way also of cars or whatever. And this thing has 12-inch wheels. It's really nice. Now, I have to say, those of you that are into scooters, like me, I really like riding scooters a lot. It's a good way to relax, get out, see the sun, see God's beautiful earth. This is a scooter you may want to get, one of these older Ezips. And yes, the motors are just the traditional brushed DC motors, but they can be quite useful if you pamper them and use them in their operating range as far as speed. Originally, this is a 24-volt scooter, and the top speed is only 15 miles an hour. Well, I'm operating this scooter off of 48 volts, lithium-ion power, okay, 1,000 watt controller, but the key is you still drive this scooter in its operating range of 10 to 15 miles an hour, and you may not burn up the motor. The motor may last you a number of years, as it would with a 24-volt setup. And then, like I said, you know that if you need to move and get out of the way, you have the power to do it. So, yeah. So that's the advantage to overvolting this motor. I look at this little scooter here as a mini Razor EcoSmart. Everybody knows about the EcoSmart, yeah. 500 watt motor. It's a Razor scooter, right? Right. Well, this little bad boy here is, to me, is like a miniature version of that. You know, it's got nice 12-inch tires, and we all know the bigger the tire, the better the ride. And I have to say this again to you guys. Again, I have a Cobble Wolf Warrior, and you guys, it's not all about the extreme scooters. I have just as much fun on this as I do on the Cobble Wolf Warrior, because I'm sitting down too. You know, I got the big booty seat from Walmart. So I'd encourage a lot of you guys to look into some of these scooters. It's not, you know, you don't have to have a fast scooter to have a fun time riding the scooters. And this thing is more portable than the bigger scooters, the Cobble Wolf Warrior. This thing here, you know, like I said, I have an expandable battery on there. I can use it or not use it. If I don't need it, I can just take that 10 amp hour battery right here. It's a COM, C-A-O-M battery in there. I can take it out and lighten the scooter up even more. So that's something that I'm into, is making these scooters to where you can increase the distance of the scooter, you know, by adding an additional battery. And that's simply me simply using a parallel plug to go to the controller. So it's like a Y. I'm using a Dean's. You can see it right there, part of it right there, part of my extension. But anyway, yeah, it works great. And, you know, you can greatly extend your range. Now, again, I want to warn anybody about this scooter here. The thing is, with these older scooters with the DC motors, is you don't want to drive them too hard. I even have a temp gun with me, so I can check my motor temperatures and log them down. I think safe operating temperatures are probably from like 150 on down, you know. But you get up near the 200 mark, I think you're pushing it. You'll probably burning up your motor if you maintain that too much. So what I even do with this scooter, when I get to really steep hills, I'll walk it up the hill just to save some stress on the motor and get some exercise at the same time. So yeah, but at the same time, you can climb the hills. I just choose to do that knowing the limitations of DC motors, and I try to take it easy on the motor. But this thing does great. It's small enough you can take it in a grocery store with you or whatever else. It's a great commuter scooter, I would say. Also, these are great for mobility devices, mobility scooters. Those people, older people, you know, I wouldn't recommend putting 48 volts on it unless you want to. You know, it's all about throttle control anyway. But these make great mobility scooters, and they're dirt cheap. You know, most times you can get them on Facebook Marketplace for $100 or less, and they're worth every dime because they're built extremely well. So, just something I wanted to share, give you guys a little update on. I got other videos that I did when I first got this. I got this thing basically brand new. They still had the box for this thing. They had the box for it. It still had, the seat posts were still wrapped up, and the seat was still wrapped up in cardboard and stuff. They bought it for their kid he was a young kid, like 13, 15, maybe 15 years old when I, picked it up from these folks a couple of months ago. He probably had it a couple of years. But they said he never rode it. He didn't really like it, so. Oh, well. His dislike is my like. But yeah, just doing a little update on this scooter, and I'm about to take it out on a cruise. I'm going to set my odometer. I'll probably do like maybe 20 miles on it, just to see how it does. I'm just putzing along. It's a beautiful day outside. Beautiful day outside. So I'm like, hey, got to get out and enjoy the day, you know. See some of God's beautiful sunlight. And pray that the Lord will protect me from getting run over. It's like 60-something degrees, too, just so you guys know, here in Illinois. So I'm going to get to going here. And try to enjoy a decent ride on this little scooter here. And I'll holler at you guys later.